Welcome to lesson 6. In this lesson we're going to cover negation and nafi. We're also going to cover the future tense, al-mustaqbal. So negation, adawatun nafi, which translates to particles of negation, are used in Arabic to negate something in a sentence. So for example, in the first line, هل هذا قلم? Is this a pen? نعم, yes. In the second line, هل هذا قلم? Is this a pen? لا, هذا كتاب. So in the second line, negation is taking place, as the questioner is asking هل هذا قلم? And we are saying لا, no, هذا كتاب. So this is an example of negation. So some particles of negation in the Arabic language are ليس, ما, لم, لا, and لن. And these are all used in different contexts. So let's first look at negation in a nominal sentence. So negation in a jumla ismiyah. We would use a particle ليس. For example, هل هذا أحمد? Is that Ahmed? We would say هذا ليس أحمدا. That is not Ahmed. So the particle ليس is followed by the ism ليس أحمدا. So laysa is used to negate something in a jumla ismiya, a nominal sentence. So for negation in a verbal sentence, for the past tense, we would use ma. For example, ما سافرت إلى أمريكا. I did not travel to America. So without this negation, the sentence would just read سافرت إلى أمريكا. I traveled to America. But by adding the ma in front of it, it changes the meaning into I did not travel to America. So ma, the particle ma, is always followed by a fi'lun madin, a past tense verb. Another particle used to negate the past tense is lam. For example, لم أسافر إلى أمريكا. This also means I did not travel to America. However, notice when we use lam, it is followed by a fi'lun mudari', and it ends in a sekun. So it always, after a lam is followed by a fi'lun mudari'un majzoom, whereas when we use ma, it is followed by fi'lun madin. However, they both negate something in the past tense. So moving on to negation in verbal sentences, for the present tense, we would use the particle la. So for example, لا أدرس الآن. I don't study now. لا أحب البرتقال. I don't like oranges. So لا is used to negate something in the present tense, and it is followed by a فعل مضارع مرفوع. So the فعل مضارع after the لا will end in a ضمة. So moving on to negation in verbal sentences regarding the future tense, we would use the particle لن. For example, لن أدرس في مصر. I will not study in Egypt. لن أذهب غدا. I will not go tomorrow. So the particle لن is followed by a فعل مضارع منصوب. منصوب. So the فعل مضارع will end in a فتحة when we are using لن. So لن is used to negate something in the future. So moving on to the future tense, al-mustaqbal. So the future tense is denoted by adding a particle to the beginning or before a present tense verb. So for the near future, when we are referring to the near future, al-mustaqbal qarib, we would use the letter sin and we would attach that to the fi'l mudari'. For example, سأسافر إلى بريطانيا. I will travel to Britain. So this is referring to the near future. By adding the sin, by attaching it to the fi'l mudari' أسافر, it translates to I will travel to Britain in the near future. سأسافر إلى بريطانيا. So you could practice trying this with other words. For example, سأذهب إلى المدرسة. I will go to school. سأذهب إلى الدكان. I will go to the shop. So when we want to refer to something in the distant future, المستقبل البعيد, we would use سوف. We would use the word سوف in front of the فعل مضارع. For example, سوف أتزوج. I will get married. And this is referring to the distant future. So, for example, you could say سوف أسكن في مصر. I will live in Egypt in the distant future. So just remember, we would attach a scene to the fi'l mudari' when we are referring to something in the near future, and we would attach سوف to the present tense verb when we are referring to the distant future.